J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I appreciate everybody for coming through tonight, this Friday, Black Friday. I hope everybody got them some deals, was able to rack up. I do have a Black Friday deal as well to share with everybody. So I'm going to share that. I probably should have got it, but it's going on for more than Black Friday. So you don't have to just worry about if, you know, the day is almost over. So we'll get to that a little later as well. Today we're going to be talking about the Shaq documentary that was on HBO, episode 1, as well as we also have a couple other stories. Kanye West and Donald Trump for 2024. They had a meeting, and I don't know, it didn't seem to go as well as Kanye was hoping, as well as a couple other topics to talk about right quick. All right, hold on one second. I'm gonna go ahead and get this info set up for y'all. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, and I hope everybody was able to, get enough to eat and be thankful. I'm trying to get this. I had the. All right. I had this promotion, and then I couldn't find it. I was getting sidetracked. All right. So let's see. It is a code for 25% off. All you got to do is put in 25 off in all caps if you was interested. So got that there. I see a few things people was interested in. So that code will be good for a while. So have at it. All right. So let me get this one thing set up right quick. Also, I'm gonna put the link so that you can go there and check out some of the stuff that I have in that store, the merch, and also the link is in the description box below. All right, hold on, one last thing. Thought I had it all set right here, but all right. I'll put the link up here a little later. All right, so for the Shaq documentary, episode 1, I really enjoy this documentary. Now, I am a big fan of documentaries, and I do like good documentaries. Shaq, this is a 4-part documentary series that just started this week on HBO. It aired Wednesday, and it was excellent. Excellent. It's only an hour each episode, and the first episode covered his early life all the way until he got with the Lakers. And so it really covered a lot in that first episode. Is very good, and it was very moving to me on some of the things that he talked about as far as his family, what his father did for him, and all of the sacrifice, determination, and just the ups and downs. A lot of people now, Shaq is one of the last big NBA players that came out that I would consider part of my childhood. I think when he came out in 92 was the year I was going into high school. And so he was like my last big high school player kind of that came into the NBA that we kind of followed. And everybody in the NBA at that time was older and larger than life. And so as I was getting out of high school, I started becoming the age of players and becoming a peer, and it just didn't seem the same. So looking at Shaq it bring back a lot of memories of when I used to think those guys were like gods, legends and things. They was so much larger than life. And it's really interesting, and I like this documentary a lot. Um and Shaq is, I think he deserved this documentary. It's a lot of people coming out with documentaries. Kevin Garnett is no bum, but KG was no Shaq. KG was not on Shaq's level. I'm sorry. And KG was a great player, and I got love from him, from Chicago, all of that good stuff. But that just go to show the level Shaq was on, like his level of dominance for like a 4-year period. I mean, he was almost unstoppable. And then looking back at this again, it reminds me that although his prime wasn't long, because his peak, rather, I should say, wasn't long, because a lot of his peak performance was when he was with Orlando, and he didn't win with Orlando, so it kind of gets overlooked, although he did lead them to the finals. But I mean, his second year in the NBA, he was averaging 29 points a game. I mean, that's a big accomplishment. But a lot of people remember him when he won the 3 championships with the Lakers. And so that's when people remember him at his peak. But Shaq, when Jordan retired, he kind of carried the NBA for that time period, because Kobe wasn't ready yet, and LeBron wasn't in the NBA, and Shaq held the NBA up while Jordan was gone, and Kobe wasn't ready, and LeBron wasn't there, and then LeBron wasn't ready. So, Shaq held it till Kobe was ready. Kobe held it till LeBron was ready. LeBron is holding it. Who's next? I think LeBron's still holding the NBA down right now. It could have been Kevin Durant, but he almost as old as LeBron now. Steph Curry never became the face of the NBA. He became a star, but I think LeBron's still the face. So, Shaq, he went through a lot, and it was really good. And I love documentaries to hear the stories, because we all, especially in this new social media life, we see the end results. You see the person with the car or the house or whatever. But a lot of people don't see or notice the work, the grind, or they don't tell people or show this isn't just popping up. It's a lot of work, a grind, determination, ups and downs. Failure. Every failure, if you stay determined, is getting you closer to success. If you allow that failure to beat you, then it will become a failure. So one thing about the documentary I like was that he had a real strong father. It talked about Phil, and he was his stepfather. And one thing that they talk about is about him being a disciplinarian, but out of love. But he would say, "Oh, what you say?" Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And Shaq alluded to, nowadays people may use the A word, abuse. But he said he never felt it was that, because it was more out of, discipline and correct. He may not have liked it all at the moment, but, and that's the difference. And that's the problem with today, with children today, is that they feel that if you tell them something or check them, or even if you pop them, it's abuse, because society has told them that, which that ain't true. Spare the rod, spoil the child. You have to, if you go out and mess up in life, society gonna correct you, whether you're gonna get fired from your job, you don't pay your bills, bad credit, nobody want to do nothing for you, or you go to jail. So I mean, that teaches you, when you do things, that it's going to be corrections involved. And anyway, he said he didn't take it that way, although it was a lot of frustration. But it was a lot of loyalty, determination involved in this whole thing. And he took care of Shaq and his mama and all of that. And I mean, it was a lot. And he raised him to be a man, which is important because, like he said, you may hate my methods, but you're going to love my results. And a lot of the stuff is how I kind of felt with my son. I wanted my son to be the best he could be and have the opportunities. And I had a plan that, he would be able to go to school, have a scholarship, go and work and not have debt and work in whatever field he want to work in. So, sometimes it does take determination and discipline and tough times to keep a person on track, but they don't see it in the moment. But when it's all said and done, they do. And that's one thing that's going with Shaq and his father. Now, he said when he took him to go see Dr. J, he realized that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a basketball player. Now, Shaq was already abnormally tall. He had some type of growth condition. And, since his father was in the military, they were traveling all over the place. And so he said when he was in Germany at this base, the coach from LSU had came there to teach a little clinic. And he said that he had knew that he was there, so he knew he was a college coach. He wanted to try to sound smart, started flicking through the dictionary. He was like, extremities. He's like, okay, yeah. All right, when I run, my lower extremities get tired. He said the coach was like, oh, wow. When he said, when I run, my lower extremities get tired and I can't keep going. He said, man, this is a smart guy. He said, well, why don't you come down and we'll check it out, this, that, and the other. He like, coach, I'm a freshman in high school. He's like, what? And so he was like shocked. And so he gave him some info, said he'll send him some tapes because Shaq said that he tried to play for the team and got cut. The coach said he was no good. So he said once he got those tapes, he did everything that he was told to do on the tapes or whatever the case. And he still didn't get the team. And so he wrote a letter crying. I did everything on the tapes. They still cut me. I'm not going to be no good. Maybe I should be a soccer goalie. Imagine Shaq as the soccer goalie. He would cover up the whole net. But he was like, damn, the coach like, what can I write to this little kid to lift him up? And he said, look, I learned that no matter what people say, if a person is determined and they do their best, and only you'll know if you really did your best, they will eventually overcome and be able to come through whatever it is that's going on. And so Shaq, he took that, he worked on it, and he ended up making the team. But while he was doing good and things like that, he got transferred back to the States. And that's when he went to Texas and, doing good in high school in Texas. He said he was at the McDonald's All-American game and he went up to Dick Vitale. He's like, hi, Mr. Vitale. And he pulled his glasses down. He was like, and you are? And he said, yeah, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. He said, are you the big guy playing against all the little guys in Texas? He said that made him mad. He's like, I remember mama said, make them know your name, baby. Make them know your name, baby. He said when he got the ball, first time he got the ball, he took it coast to coast, jumped from the free throw line, dunking it. And they showing clips of this stuff. I mean, he wasn't really from the free throw line, but Shaq was even faster and a little slimmer then. So, he was balling. And he said once he got to college, it's like all over, back at the bottom again. And he had to work his way up and learn and all of that. So he said that, that was a good experience. It taught him, to work for it, to put in that work. Said he used to follow Chris Jackson and he would see him at practice talking to himself. He said, well, if that's what he's doing and that's helping him be great, that's what I'm going to do. He said he started doing it. Next thing you know, his second year, Stanley Roberts, who ended up going to the NBA, but always had weight problems, he ended up flunking out. So Shaq, it was his time to shine. He dominated. He wanted to go to the NBA, but his father was like, no, you're not ready. You need a degree. What if this, that, and the other, all of that stuff. So He was mad. They argued. His mama, he went to her. She said, balance this checkbook. And he ain't know what to do. She said, you ain't ready. So, that's man. And that's something that we're missing now. Like, I remember my mom took me with my first checking account in 8th grade. And I had to learn how to balance a checkbook and things. And so, I spent all the money up. So it wasn't a lot of balancing, but it teach you not to overdraft and spend more than you have and all of that stuff. And so, yeah, man, with the way a smartphone and all of these things, people are not really balancing a checkbook anymore. They don't have a checkbook, so they just spend and don't really balance a debit card. Anyway, turned out he played one more year and he was ready to go to college. They was beating on him, fouling him because nobody could stop him. The coach, like, he need to go get paid. He getting beat up. He gonna get hurt and ruin his career. And so he say his pops argued about getting a degree. And he was like, when he went to mama, because he said he stood up to pops. And he said that's when pops realized, okay, he created a man. Finally, he's there. He's ready. And then she said, I'm going to ask you about that checkbook. He said he had it all balanced down to the penny. She was like, okay, you ready? And he went pro, went #1, and went to Orlando and stuff. So he, you could tell in his press conference, he went back to his technique of looking up words in the dictionary, because he was like, after careful deliberation, I've decided to forego. Like, he was sounding smart and everything. And, he went to the NBA and #1 draft pick, went to Orlando. And, the rest is history as far as that. But a couple things that was something that was different that I didn't know, that I learned, is that when he was in Orlando, his father, real father, ended up going on the Ricky Lake show, talking about he been trying to get in contact with him and he ain't been able to talk to him, and that he this, that, and the other. We all know how that story always goes when people come out the woodwork when you successful. And his mama said, when you start to make it, people gonna come. And he say he was the first. He was the first. He was the first. That's who we giving boy. He was first. Shaq talking in the documentary. But anyway, yeah, it was good. He talked about when he was in Orlando, how this opportunity for this movie came up, which turned out to be Blue Chips, which was an okay movie. At the time, we liked it because it was a lot of basketball being played. And he was like, when he was in the movie, it was this guy hooking him up, passing him, dropping him off nice. They like, dude, how long you been acting? He like, I ain't no actor. I'm about to go in the draft. My name Penny Hardaway. He was like, oh, okay. So that's when he talked to Dennis Scott. That was his best friend on the team. He like, oh yeah, do good. And so he was like, you need to go up to the upstairs, big dog, and it might get ugly, but you need to let management know this your team. And he said, hey, he went to talk to the GM, and he was telling him, hey, what's up with Penny Hardaway? It's like, yeah, we like him, but we gonna go with Chris Webber. He like, nah, we don't need another big man taking the ball away from me. Get this dude. And so he was like, draft night, they ended up drafting Chris Webber. He like, man, they tell me I'm important. They tell me I'm a leader, but then they still do this. I'm a pawn. He said he was mad, breaking the window. He called back, about to call up and cuss him out. And he was like, right away, it came up on the screen. Do. It's been a trade. He was like, oh yeah. And then they got Penny. So Shaq went to bat for Penny. Now, Penny didn't ask him to do that, but he did do that. And so they played, we all know, for 2 years. They was great. Went to the finals. He said he felt like they won when they beat Jordan, when Jordan came back, even though that wasn't Mike at full strength, Shaq. Anyway, they said that they felt they did it already. They won the championship. And so when he went to play Olajuwon in the finals, he said that game one, they should have won. They missed them free throws with Dennis Scott, or Nick Anderson rather. But then he said he, for the most part, gave Olajuwon too much respect. Olajuwon cooked him. Olajuwon had that feet work. You know what I'm saying? And Shaq had muscle and body, but Olajuwon showed him some skill that he never seen before. And that's what really happened. But, you know, it was a good finals. They got swept. And so he said after that, Penny got big money. And so Penny got paid more than Shaq. And so it started becoming a little thing between them over the money and who gonna be the man, who get paid more. Shaq was supposed to be getting a max deal around like 150 or 110 or something. And they was trying to give him like 80 million. He saw they gave Alonzo Mourning and Juwan Howard both 100 million. He like, oh no, I done destroyed them my whole career. I ain't about to take less than them. And then he said, and one thing that's messed up, he said him and Penny never once talked about it, never talked about any of this stuff. And he ended up talking with his agent, and the agent was like, good news and bad news. I can't get you 150, but I can get you 120 with the Lakers. He was like, and he was gone, going back to Cali. One thing I did like about this, though, is the old school little stories. He's talking about he was playing against Mike, went up, fouled him, knocked him down. He said he went to go pick him up. Mike was like, don't do that. Don't ever do that. Don't ever help nobody. Good foul. He said, I was like, damn. Hey, it's the game, man. Old school NBA ain't no joke. Everybody wasn't bosom buddies playing since kids in AAU. So, you know. But anyway, it was all good. And I enjoyed the documentary. As far as documentaries go, I would give it an 8 for episode 1. Shaq funny. One of my superpowers is I can stop time. Now, what that means is I can foresee the future. You mean clairvoyant, mother? One of my superpowers is I can stop time. I can stop time. Boy, be quiet. He talked about when he was on Arsenio Hall with the Fushnikins and he was rapping. He like, I wasn't trying to be boring. I wasn't trying to be boring. Boring big man don't sell. I was trying to be funny. I was foul bonds and bars point of the shot. But yeah, man, he wasn't trying to be a boring big man, and that's true. Out the gate, Shaq was funny. He was talking about one thing, you know, about his determination that I did like is how his father got on him one time when he was playing in high school, trying to be like Magic Johnson, no look, fake pass, layup, and miss. He stood down there. He was like, what the hell was that? He like, I was just trying to do my magic. Whoopsh, whoopsh. He's like, fork that. Don't be Magic, be Shaq. And that's real, man. That's one problem with it, especially nowadays. We like to be others too much instead of finding our own voice and being our own original selves. And so he said, don't do that. Dunk the ball every time. He said Shaq came to his boys, was like, give me the damn ball. They was like, man, at the end of the game, the rims was like this. The rims was just bent. He tried to tear him down. He was like, every time I dunked it, I tried to break it for him. That's what you want? He was like, yeah. So, definitely. Yeah, Damian Kenny, you say, yeah, if I saw someone that big running towards me, time would stop. I know, right? Yeah, you ain't lying, boy. Shaq is no joke. You say people compared Dwight Howard to Shaq, no comparison in performance or charisma. I agree. Dwight Howard was a good player at his prime, but never a Shaq, never close. And the comparisons, I think, came because they were both quote unquote big men, both number one picks in Orlando. But other than that, I think that's where it is. And the Superman, but Dwight never was Superman. He never could do what Shaq could do. So he was a good player, but never on Shaq level. So, Rainy J, what's up? Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, the Shaq doc was dope. And I definitely am looking forward to seeing the next episodes. One thing he said his pops taught him is you show somebody respect by showing them no respect as far as basketball goes. You know what I mean? You don't do that in real regular day life, but in basketball, you can't give them all that respect and giving them all that room to shoot and doing all of that. That look like you scared. You come up at them and let them know I'm here for you. I know you good, so I ain't gonna give you no space. I know what you can do, so I'm gonna play you tough. So that was definitely pretty good, and I like it, and I really enjoy this documentary. I think everybody, if you ain't checked it out, it's worth checking out, definitely. All right. Now we got a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Kanye West. Kanye West in the news. I mean, that ain't even worth saying. He always in the news. When is he not in the news? But now he's in the news. Now, recently, a few days ago, he said he was thinking about running for president and having Donald Trump be his vice president. Now, I thought that was funny. And I didn't think that he would actually say something like that to Trump. Turns out I was wrong. He actually was at a dinner at Mar-a-Lago and he asked Donald Trump to be his vice president. And Donald Trump yelled at him and snapped on a couple things. And he said he felt some kind of way. But at the end, he like, man, you know who you talking to? Anyway, the rapper said Trump told him that he would lose in 24 if he ran for president. It says that he said that Trump started screaming at him during dinner at the resort and told him that he was going to lose. He said he basically started screaming at me at the table, telling me I was going to lose. I mean, has that ever worked for anyone in history? I'm like, whoa, hold on. You talking to Ye, he said in the video. The clip was one of several videos posted on Thursday with the slogan, Ye 24. Crazy.
I think the thing that Trump was most perturbed about, me asking him to be my vice president, I think that was like lower on the list of things that caught him off guard. It was the fact that I walked in with intelligence. So Trump is really impressed with Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes, unlike so many...
He said he walked in with intelligence. I mean, you think asking Trump to be your vice president was walking in with intelligence? Even if you think that's a good idea, nobody would think Trump would be anybody's vice president. That's just not how he gets down. and so he said it was on the lower list of things that caught him off guard. That means he was on one, because that's big. He actually said that, and that was on the lower list. And he said, since we know, and all the Christians in America that love Trump know that Trump is a conservative, we're going to demand that you hold all policies directly to the Bible. That's what he told Trump. And then he claimed Trump said something seemingly unpleasant about Kim K. He said, "You could tell her I said that," Trump said to Ye. According to the rapper, the video censored the exact words that Ye alleged Trump said. And he appeared offended by the comment. And I was thinking, like, that's the mother of my children. So I don't know. What do you guys think about a Trump Ye presidential ticket? Wow. I mean, wow. Say Damian Kinney, Trump in his college dropout Bernie Mac voice. Mr. West, what in the fuck is that, Kanye? What in the fuck, Kanye? Mr. West, wake up, Mr. West. What in the fuck is that, Kanye? But letting that man disrespect him, showing you who he really is. He doesn't give a fuck. BK, problematic. Definitely. Ye was punching folks over Kim before they got married. I know, right? He lucky he ain't get knocked out. You say hanging out with Nick Fuentes is wrong on so many levels. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Nick Fuentes. I've heard his name mentioned in a couple things, but I'm not too familiar with it. But I'm not surprised that they may be around people that are in a gray area, to say the least, allegedly. So you say Google him. It's really bad. I'm gonna have to look him up. Damn. And so Kanye calling him out on that, huh? Okay. Well, again, like I say, I'll check it out, but I am too familiar. But I think most people that know already know this is Trump, and as well as Ye got a lot of issues. But those that support, I don't think that's gonna change too much, unfortunately. Now, let's see. Speaking of Kanye, we know that he was working with Balenciaga. Okay. Well, Balenciaga just put out an ad campaign that they're in trouble for, where it supposedly got a S&M doll, a bear with kids. What is this? What in the world? Why did they make this bear? I guess grown people get all kind of stuff. So then why are you having this bear in the picture with children though? And the kids don't even look happy. The one girl looks shocked, like, why am I holding this? And the other girl looks sad that she gotta hold it. Now, Balenciaga came out and said they didn't know that the advertiser was doing this. This wasn't for children, and they're going to take action against the advertiser. But how did this get past all of these people and put out on print? I mean, I just don't see how that happened. But now Balenciaga is getting a lot of backlash, and people are trying to ban and cancel them now. Be careful what you do, because it could easily happen back to you. Balenciaga told Ye, bye bye Papa. Now look what's happening with them. So that's one thing we have to all be aware of in life, is that we all make mistakes. I'm not talking about this necessarily, but let me take that down, actually, why I say this. But keep in mind, and this is in the Bible, that the way you judge people is how you shall be judged in the end. So whether that's something you believe in or not, as far as the Bible, keep in mind on earth, we all make mistakes and may need forgiveness from somebody for something. And so if you are hard to forgive people, it may be hard when you make a mistake for people to do that for you. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to say what level somebody should, do forgiving or not or whatever, but just keep that in mind because, hey, look at what they did. Now, I'm not saying that this should apply with a company and they have other things. I don't know. But in general, in life, this cancel culture and all of this, a lot of people that rush to Twitter with outrage, we don't know these people and what they have. Like these people that are so outraged, I'm sure it's people that are outraged at their actions. Like it's always a cycle of that. So I never got into rushing to be mad about everything like that. But anyway, just something to think about, a little food for thought. Now, before I get up out of here, one last thing, while we on this same subject, is that Kanye said he gonna sell all that Adidas and Balenciaga gear for $20. With anybody, Balenciaga kids look as happy as Zion Wade in his wig. All right. Let's see. Oh, would anybody buy any of that Adidas Kanye West stuff for $20? I don't know. Let me see. I had another story. One more thing. Oh, I'll play a video before we go on Instagram, and then we get up out of here, call it a day. And everybody, hope you had a happy holiday. Go ahead and get you some deals, and we'll see how it all go next week for you. All right, this right here is a hood rat gone wild. Here we go. I had another video loaded, but I can't find it. Here we go. That'll learn you. Book up. He binked her ass. Hey, he straight binked her. That's in New York. You know, New Yorkers love baseball. That boy, he probably was a third baseman or a shortstop since, second grade. He straight put her ass out. Her neck bent and everything. And she straight caught one. Straight fastball. Bronx Bombers, baby. Blow. I think she deserved it too. Shit. Come up in here tearing up my store. I'm going to pop your ass too. All right. Look like I got a camera. Camera issues. Hold up. All right. You say it should be glad it was product and not a bullet. You ain't lying. You come up in here tearing up every damn thing. You definitely could have caught one. So, let me see, get this other one I had. Where? All right. Now, fellas, ladies look at a few things. They look at your outfit, your shoes. You got to have clean shoes. It may not have to be the most expensive, but they need to be clean. Ladies, you guys want to at least see a guy with clean shoes, clothes that ain't all holy and dirty, and your teeth. They need to be clean. They may not be straight, but you don't need to look like office supplies. When you look like office supplies, that's a problem. That's a problem. Unless she wants you to slurp on something all night long, because you definitely got a mouth for it. I mean, this dude look like a king cobra over here. I'm surprised his tongue ain't split. What the hell? And what woman is giving him something? He better hope he don't go to prison. It looked like somebody that already jammed something perfectly. Hey, man, you ain't even got to open up your mouth. Come here. Bloop. What in the world, man? I thought Vampire in Brooklyn was a movie. That's for real. That's Vampire in Brooklyn. This dude work at the Plasma Center. You talk about biting material. Be original. This dude bites all material. Nothing's original. McGruff. McVamp. This dude, man. What the world? What the world? Ladies, would you kiss him? Would you give him a chance? I mean, damn, these boys look rounded. And why he taking pictures smiling? All his pictures need to be no smile. He think, you so crazy. Where y'all move? Where Bo? Where Bo? Man, I would be doing that. That's all I'd be talking. That would be what I would be doing. This dude look like Hannibal Lecter. The fava beans and some Nyanti. Oh my goodness gracious. That dude done went too far. All right, y'all. I'm up out of here. I hope everybody had a happy holiday. Enjoy your Black Friday. I'll catch everybody on the next one on Tuesday or Monday or Sunday. Everybody be safe. And y'all take care. I'll see y'all on the next one. Damian Kenny, you funny, man. It ain't necessarily about missing a tooth. We all have things going on. But good Lord, don't let yourself just fall apart. I mean, he could have went and got some dentures, some partials, something. I mean, woo. Deuces.